Oy, 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 oy. 1-1 draw with Atalanta, and the horror streak continues of us not being able to beat them in our house for 7 years now. Look, the starting lineup, a lot of us thought Tudor was playing with fire. Right side of Kalulu and Gatti again. Cope Minor's getting the start, but I'll be honest, the starting lineup was not an issue because I was surprised at how Atalanta allowed us to just control so much of the ball and have all that possession. In the grand scheme of things, players need to take advantage. That is a makeshift backline at Atalanta with a 17-year-old Anor. You got Cosono, who's a disaster, who also was responsible for us equalizing. And then you've got Jim City playing in the heart of a back three. We should have been able to take advantage and come out of that first half a couple goals up. We didn't. And in the end, we couldn't save a young Adzic from an error in possession that comes back despite having 3 or 4 players back. We got to clean that up and not allow Sulemana to score that goal. Nonetheless, you come down 1-0. Second half, get after it. You need 3 points in this, the first game in a tricky part of the schedule. Nothing in the second half and no impact, no influence. I need to see more from Tudor. The players need to take advantage of one of the weakest Atalanta sides we've seen for years now. And Di Catalare on the bench, Lookman on the bench. Makeshift backline, you got to do better. You got to do better. In the end, Cabal steps in. Great to see him score a goal. Big howler from Cosuno, though, for him on a brutal clearance. In the end, McKennie almost wins it for us after we go up a man because De Roon sees red. Not enough. Not enough. And this is an ugly set of points to lose in a game that I really feel we should have won. And again, you talk about no adjustments, impacts from first half to second half. How do we forget about our best player, Keenan Yildiz, for like 25 minutes in the second half and not go to him? We push through a right side of Kalulu and Gatti. And still a little bit long to wait for those changes. And where was Jonathan David in a game where you're controlling possession? Why did we focus on transitional strikers like Openda and Vlahovic? I have questions. Will we get the answers? Let's see, because now we move on to Villarreal in Champions League. What did you guys think of the 1-1 draw with Atalanta? Hit me in the comments, everybody.